Hello, everybody, and welcome to a special episode of the Cheese Room podcast. We are Tottenham Hotspur until we die. I am Aaron Jolly from Sydney, old Sydney town, and in this special preview of the Everton game, a short and sharp, snappy little preview, we've got the erudite stylings of the Harlow Globetrotter, Lloyd Styles from Vienna. We've got Francis, Top Man Parker, the General, Franco, as he's known from London, and we've got all the way from Eastern Europe, Vlad, the lad. This is going to be a cracker. Gentlemen, thank you for joining me.
No probs.
All right, let's crack on. So we're playing Everton. Where is this game going to be won and lost, HG, in a nutshell?
I say it every week, but it's going to be won and lost in midfield. I know that Idrissa Gueye is had a groin injury and he might not play, and I think that'd be very good for us if he doesn't, because I was looking at some stats earlier, and so far this season, Gueye has had 66 tackles, and the nearest one to him on either team is Lucas Dean, who's only made 32. So he's double as good as anyone else on the Everton and Tottenham squads when it comes to making tackles successfully. So if he's not in the team, then that should make our life a little bit easier. Their centre halves don't inspire me with, well, how do I put this? They're not the best, let's put it like that. And so, yeah, I think we can get something from it, but it's going to be in midfield where it really matters.
I think perhaps that the problem with Everton is more their attack. I think you have Gylfi, Magic Sigurdsson, and Brazilian Richarlison, and even young Calvert-Lewin has been playing well. I think that if their midfield can get the ball to those players, then perhaps we have struggled.
They were a little bit wasteful at Manchester City, though. Richarlison, he looked like he couldn't hit the side of a barn from 2 metres away with some of his finishing. They had enough chances to get a result at Manchester City. I agree with you. They looked dangerous in the final third and on the counter-attack as well. How do you think they'll play, Francis? Do you think they'll play more with the ball than us? Are we going to play on the counter-attack? What do you think the possession in the game will be like?
I think playing at home, they'll want to assert themselves, but I don't think their team's good enough. Like Lloyd said, the midfield battle, I think if we win the midfield battle, then we're likely going to have the better of the game. They've not won in 4 now, I think. 2 draws against Newcastle, and I can't remember who else. And then obviously they've lost to Liverpool and City, but they're not on great form. They're not really much better than they were last year, even though they've made some good acquisitions. I think if, again, if we start the game really brightly and we assert ourselves, then I think we're going to come away with a victory.
How do you think we'll line up? Do you think we'll start with Davies and Alderweireld at the back again, or is Foyth likely to come back, or Jan?
I mean, with Pochettino's rotation policy, it's possible that Foyth might come in. I mean, I think Jan is out for a while, so I don't think he'll come. But I think just for the balance of the team, it would make sense to keep Davies and Alderweireld there. And if Foyth does come in, it will be in place of Alderweireld. I hope that doesn't happen. If it does happen, I think it would happen in a later game, one of the home games over Christmas. But yeah, look, I would start the same back 4 that played against Arsenal in the Cup, because I think that it works really well, and that balance is crucial.
I want to ask Francis something. In the pod, you say that Danny Rose enjoys very much having Ben Davies inside him. Is this something that happens in the dressing room at half-time that perhaps you can share with us?
I think it happened, yeah, when Danny was injured. They formed a strong bond, you know, both being left-backs. And I think it's now that they're both back in the team, they miss each other. So playing so intimately together, so close, is only beneficial for the team.
So, Francis, did you have some stats that you pulled about Everton to share with us? Something about 1-5 and drawn 3?
Under Pochettino, we've won 5 games and drawn 3 of them. And I think Everton, away at Everton, we've won 2 and we've drawn 2. So, like I said, Pochettino hasn't lost to them. We've always looked fairly solid when we play against them. And even last year, that was what I found really interesting, was they obviously made a lot of signings last year, and a lot of Spurs fans seem to think that Everton were going to be a real force. And then we just went there early in the season, smashed them 3-0, and then beat them 4-0 later on. And really, they were probably our easiest games last season. Like I said, I've just got a feeling that the weekend is not going to be quite as easy as that, but I still think we're a much better team than them.
I mean, this is the thing. We have to pick our best team for the Everton game, because I think we should expect that the Bournemouth and Wolves games are going to be a little bit easier and maybe a chance to rotate some players in and out. But Everton away, like, we know that we have a good record against them. And I think in the Premier League, we've won more games at Goodison Park against Everton than they have against us. Like, we're very good against Everton, and historically it's proven that way. So I don't know, but I would like to think that our team won't be too dissimilar to the one that played Arsenal. I think obviously Kane will start. And the question is, I mean, Eriksen and Dele, I hope they both play. Lamela might come in for one of those two, because he's better away from home, and Everton do like to have possession, and so him coming in to try and break up play will be useful. But the Everton game, like as Franny says, like, Everton are a decent side. They just haven't turned in their draws into victories like we have. They've only lost 5 games in the league all season. We've lost 4. So there's not too much in it there, but we've got more firepower. We've taken more chances, and that's why we've won so many more games than they have.
So they can be a tricky team, and I think our fullbacks pushing forward so much, we sometimes struggle if the other team's wingers can get in those gaps that we leave behind and can exploit that. I've never rated Walcott though, so I don't really fear him, and Bernard as well. I'm not too sure. So we'll see. I think if they can cause us problems, but again, it's whether they will.
I just read an article in the Liverpool Echo by the most successful captain of all time for Everton, Kevin Ratcliffe, and he says that Everton would be as good as Spurs if they had Harry Kane. Is that true, H?
I think perhaps Ratcliffe is maybe misquoted, and what he actually says is Everton would be as good as Spurs if we have Harry Kane, Mauricio Pochettino, and the rest of the Spurs squad.
Those definitely interesting things.
They've definitely taken him out of context. I mean, the stats, like we shared these on the podcast, and we talked and on the Facebook page a few weeks ago. We looked at those stats when Harry Kane misses games. Our record is still exceptional. It actually is similar to when he's actually playing. If you look at the stats, we basically have pretty much almost an equal win percentage with or without Harry Kane. Not saying, of course, that we'd cope without Harry Kane over a whole season. I think we definitely struggle. You could see that in the Arsenal game at times when Mora was up front alone, that we were just getting bustled off the ball and we weren't holding the ball up. So the difference once Harry came on in our play was noticeable, but still we've got excellent players all over the park, and I think we should do them. Let's end up with some predictions. I think that we're going to win 2-1. I think Harry Kane and Son will continue their scoring run. How about you, H? What's your prediction?
2-0. I think it'll be very similar to the game against Arsenal. We are good enough to go there. And again, first goal, so important. If we get it, I think we'll go on and win comfortably. And so that's what I think will happen.
Franny?
I think I will go with a draw because we haven't had one this year. But I think it'll be tight. Like I said, I think if we play at our best, then we'll win. And I think if not, then I think we will probably a 2-2 draw.
And Vlad, last word from you, mate.
I think that Franny is miserable bastard, and I think that we will win 3-1. I think that that perhaps Gylfi scores a goal because he is so bloody talented. But we win. He's comfortable.
And can you tell us a bit about your Santa hat you've got there? Can you duck down a bit for us, Vlad? It looks like it's not red. Is that right?
Oh, I show you, it's not red, because Vlad does not wear red. Why the hell would you wear red? Santa is a bad man. Don't talk to Santa. He is a bad man.
Well, there you go. Last word from Vlad from Eastern Europe. Thank you very much to you, Francis, for joining us from London. Thank you, HG, for joining us from Vienna. It's going to be an interesting match. Another great Spurs game to look forward to. Buzzing after the result against Arsenal. We are Tottenham until we die. Come on, you Spurs. And we'll see you online over the weekend. Bye for now.
Go, you Spurs.
Yeah.
Come on, you Spurs.
Do you have any cheese at all? No. A senseless waste